So I'm back and I've missed you guys. So sorry that it's taking me so long to get these reviews up to you. However, as you guys know, I was booked and busy. I was actually filming a show, and when I put up that message on my Instagram and on my YouTube that I would be able to put up some reviews this week, that's because I thought I was wrapped earlier in the week and I wasn't. I literally just finished filming today, which is why my hair is a hot mess, because they did something crazy with my hair for the shoot, and I have to like wash all of this crap out. And I was going to wash my hair first, but I was just like, you know what? I've spent enough time away from these reviews. I need to get back to it before you guys just find me and beat me up. I don't think that, but then for some of you I do. Anyway, I've missed you. Let's get into it. So David is back from his coma and he looks horrible. I'm just like, sir, you need to go home. He looks like he is 2 seconds away from going full zombie. Boy, bye. Oh my gosh. And then he still has a problem with Jordan. How do you almost lose your whole life and then you come back from the dead and still got an issue with Jordan? I don't know. I would be in like a totally different place, not even focus on Jordan. I don't even think I would come back to this show. He needs to go home, heal that skull, come back, get his head in the game, and either propose to BECCA or Jordan. Make a decision, sir. We're tired. So I'm kind of thrown off here with this rose ceremony. Nick, who is the love child of Rocky Balboa and Dolph Lundgren, shows up in a freaking tracksuit and gets a rose before Blake. What? Now listen, I did say that Blake was giving me Lifetime Movie of the Week, but he's still a top pick over Nick. So my baby Ryan went home, and I'm not surprised. I don't even know what Ryan's voice sounds like. Like, he just did not make his presence known his time on this season, so it's unfortunate. I mean, I don't know if he's on Paradise. If he is, I'll talk about it later, because I'm also going to do a Bachelor in Paradise cast talk back review, whatever. So stay tuned for that. But I don't know. I'm disappointed because he was one of my top picks, and he never said a word to BECCA. Dude. So guys, get ready. We're going to Utah. Exactly. Who the hell? No shade to anybody watching me from Utah, but I was like, what? I already took these broads all over the world, and BECCA is taking these men to Utah. We're going to talk about it when this season is over, with how the facade of them doing BECCA right has fallen completely for me. I feel like she getting screwed again, and we don't have enough time on this video, but I want to talk about it later. Maybe after the final rose. I'm just going to take notes about things that I've noticed that I do not like, and I feel like they should have rolled out the red carpet for this girl, and I don't feel like she's getting it, but we'll discuss later. Stay tuned. So let's talk about Garrett, right? I still don't know who he is. Like, on the show, we get like this slimmed out Chris Farley guy from Middle America. And then we get this alt-right demon on Instagram. He's a freaking mystery. I feel like, to be honest with you, even if this wasn't this like Instagram drama, I feel like I still wouldn't know who this guy is. I really like have no like grasp of who he is. Like, when he did the whole thing with the kids and the minivan in the beginning, I thought it was so sweet. But then it's just like, you just say the right things, but I don't know if you really feel them because there's no passion behind everything. And I can only put it next to Blake, who I feel like is here for BECCA. I really do, because the way he talks to her, he's so like focused on BECCA, and I just don't get that from Garrett. I just get that Garrett is having a really good time, and he's doing what he has to do to get by. He's like Brian, but not Brian. How I felt about Brian in the beginning. Like, I felt like Brian was very, I'm sorry, I still got like stage makeup on, like filming HD camera makeup, and I'm like trying to get to my skin, but like, I didn't want to take no more time, so I just left set and came right here. But I just feel like I don't know Garrett the same way. I still feel like I don't know Brian, but he's saying the right things to stay. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you feel like you have an idea of who Garrett is? Because I will be honest with you, when that Instagram stuff came out, I was shocked. Because I'm like, this seems really like a complete 180 from the guy that you're showing on TV. Like a guy like Garrett, what he's giving off, you wouldn't think will like some horrible things. And when you're liking something, you're in agreement with it. Like some part of that post or whatever touched you in some kind of way. Enough for you to like it. So I don't know. I just don't know who he is. And I'm like, I don't want it to be a situation that happens with so many people, but especially women. You get in a relationship with a guy and he's like perfect. He says all the right things. Your family like him. He smile. He's funny. He seems to take care of you. Then y'all get married and he's like a nut job. And I hope that doesn't happen with BECCA, but from the looks of it, it seems like he's a front runner. And I don't know if he's going home with the prize, but I'm concerned. I'm concerned. Now, Lincoln is a flat earther. Bro, like full stop. I cannot keep on defending you in my comment section if you are going to just be an entire fool. Like, get out of here, Lincoln, with the flat earth stuff. I just, again, we're going to talk about it, but he's so here for the cameras, and it's annoying me because I liked him in the beginning. Guys, so many guys that I liked in the beginning of this show. I'm done. Wait till we get to Colton. Wait! Let me tell you how these Bachelor producers play Bachelor Nation. I, for one, totally believe that not only did they know about Garrett's views, that they also released that article about his Instagram likes. Because if you look at it, you can't really trace it back to who leaked what. So it's like this there's like a freaking Tumblr account that like exposed Garrett's Instagram, right? His Instagram likes. I feel like rent is cheap when you live next to a train. Anyway, I feel like the producers released that information. Here is why. Because we had this date with BECCA and Garrett, and it's with these two Olympic bobsledders who are women, who are also lesbians, who are also married to each other. And I'm telling you, everybody who saw or who knew about the Garrett drama, who was watching this show, knew that this was the moment to like tune into, because people were tweeting about it. They were already writing about like little clips of this scene or whatever before the episode even aired. So if you're not a viewer of the show, you're tuning in to see how alt-right Garrett is going to, I don't know if he's alt-right, but I'm just saying his views are questionable. Anyway, to see how he reacts to the married lesbian couple. Then you're also going to get people who are just messy and like mess who are going to tune into it. Then you're going to get the Bachelor Nation people who are going to tune in. Then you're going to get the people who think like Garrett or who think like his likes and tune in to see what he's doing. So the whole world now, or the whole world, but the people that matter, are talking about this episode, this scene. Well played, Mike. Well played. That, ladies and gentlemen, is how you produce a show. Get some controversial character on there, or get like a front runner of a show, release some tea about them, and then have everybody tuning in to figure out how this whole thing is going to go down. So you have the Bachelor Nation, the loyal people, and then you just have everybody else who was curious. Smart. Real smart. And when he did that fake awesome child, I hollered. He was like, awesome. Oh, Garrett, don't break Becca's heart, because I feel like you won this thing. Don't break her heart. If you do, Blake, I hope you show up in paradise. One of them paradises. Dices? Anyway, you know what I mean. So I can't X out Garrett or anybody who was married and divorced by the age of 23. Here's why. At that age, you're bound to make some dumb decisions. You're bound to make decisions at 23 that you would never make at 33. So I can't hold that against him. If anything, I will look at that as like, okay, he knows what he wants, because you thought that you wanted one thing and you went into it when you were still fairly, not just young, but not out of the bubble of safety from your family or your neighborhood, and you haven't really yet experienced the world. So this is your mindset at just being in this little bubble. And then when you get out and you grow and you experience things, you realize that you're not that person. That was just a part of you. everything that you're learning and growing and liking and imparting into yourself is who you are along with that person. So you're trying to mesh and meld and remove some things from the past and add in new stuff, and you're just figuring it all out. Now, I'm not saying that people who get married at 23 shouldn't. There are people who it's worked for, right? I'm just saying that you're a different person at 23 than you are at 33. You're a different person at 33 than you are at 43. Like, you're just a different person. But I feel like later in your 20s or early 30s or mid 30s, I feel like you kind of, this is it. You know what I mean? You're going to switch up again at 50, but it's a different switch up. So I feel like you kind of know what you want to do. And so I can't hold that against him. You know what I mean? Because I'm thinking about when I was 23. Oh, I dated this guy who, y'all, when I blow up and become a huge star, if this dude ever releases that we dated, I'm denying it with every fiber in my being, because baby, hot mess express. Oh, so I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say that Garrett's ex was like hella liberal. You know what I mean? Because when he was talking about how her views and it just wasn't lining up with him and his family, and there was like issues going on there, I was like, this heifer was probably liberal. And the family was like, that whole set Thanksgiving ablaze, you can't bring her here for Christmas. So make a decision, this family or that liberal heifer. One can't coincide with the other. So what you gonna do? Only to fall in love with another liberal heifer. Garrett, what are you doing? I'm just saying, it could be a different reason, but I feel like that bro was liberal. Garrett's liberal ex, sis, share the tea. Let us know. Let us know what he was really like. But it's at 23, so I'm not going to hold it against him, but I just want the tea. So Garrett wants a woman that shares the same values that he holds near and dear. Sis, I hope you hit those I'm with her pins, because gotta bring this back out. It's summer in LA, and I live in the Valley, and if you are from LA, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Anyway, this lumberjack challenge is the dumbest thing that I have ever seen on this show. I cannot believe this show's insurance company even allowed them to do something like this, because you have freaking Lincoln, who almost chopped his foot off. Then you have BECCA, who almost took out half the cast when she was trying to nail that target. I was like, oh my gosh, somebody could die here. So, this whole Tia and Colton drama has really soured my ovaries towards Colton. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, seriously, when I see him, there's nothing. And y'all know my reproductive system used to go up for Colton, but now I'm just like, trash. Like, I'll talk about it later after the final rose. I'll talk about it, but I just feel like BECCA has went through so much. The last thing she needed was somebody who considered themselves, or who told her that she was her friend, and BECCA still's considered her friend, or hopefully not at this point, scamming her with somebody that she is interested in. Colton know he fine. So why would you show up to the show after this girl has just been humiliated on national TV to play her? Like, you too fine to be so dumb. But then again, I'm not surprised. And does he have a lisp? I feel like since I'm no longer attracted to him, I'm seeing like all kinds of things. Does Colton have a lisp? I feel like he does. BECCA in Jean Blanc. This was so awkward. This was so awkward and uncomfortable, because he's just a cringe-worthy guy. Not overall, but in this situation, he was really, it was just cringe-worthy, the whole thing. Because first of all, he like grabs her and kisses her. There was nothing really there to do that. And even BECCA felt like he was kissing her just to like secure his spot. Like, it felt like it was something for him to win and not something that he wanted to do, because she didn't feel it in the moment. I think everybody who was watching it didn't feel like it was necessary for that kiss at that point in time. And then when he looks at her and tells her that he loves her, y'all, BECCA's reaction, she looked at him like how a mother looks at a child when they're out in public and that child acts a fool and the mom can't do nothing because they don't want to get arrested. So they just give them that look like, You know that when we get home, it's on. Look, I felt like that's what BECCA, or I witnessed that. I witnessed BECCA give him that like side eye because she knew that it wasn't real. And then when she tells him that's how she feels and that there's not anything there, he like tried to convince her that what she is feeling is not the right thing and the decision that she's making is not the right decision. This bothers me because I feel like this keeps on happening to BECCA, especially with men that she wants to move on from. You know, the men she cuts from the show do not take her no as a no. Like, they try to convince her differently that her no isn't what she really means. And I don't know if it's because they think that BECCA is a pushover or because they don't respect women. I don't know what it is, but this has happened every time. Not every time, because there are men who she's cut, who's hugged her and moved away. But then when, you know what? They don't do it at the rose ceremony. It's when she cuts them during the episode. They try to like talk her out of it and let her know that this is not what she really wants to do, because he's trying to convince her that that's not the right thing. And then he's trying to ask for his gift back. When he was like, but the gift, the perfume. And she was like, what, do you want it back? Like, what are you trying to say? Yes, I accepted the gift. Thank you. Leave. Like, he wouldn't leave. And I was like, dude, just go before it gets any worse. And he wouldn't go. It was like, I don't know. I feel bad for this girl. I really, really do. I just don't know. I feel like the men are like pushing her over. And I just think because maybe how she was portrayed with Ari, like bright-eyed and bushy-tailed and just naive. I think that's how some of these guys who weren't interested in her, who probably signed on for Cian or Tia and got her and was just like, oh, this is who she is. I could manipulate her to get to the top, or at least reality TV celebrity status solidified, and I can, you know, make my rounds in this kind of, you know, world now, work around and work in this kind of reality TV star network, so I can use her to get there. Because I feel like these men saw Ari manipulate her and mistreat her. The guys who think like Ari are coming in and doing the same thing because they do not respect her nose. Like, I just watched him try to convince her that she was making the wrong decision. And then with their whole perfume thing. But I'm proud of her. I'm proud that she was just like, no, this is my decision. I'll walk you out. I wouldn't even walked him out. Jean Blanc did not even deserve a walkout for the way he treated her. And then he tells her, oh, I just said that because I thought that's what you wanted to hear. Yo, poor BECCA. You know, guys, I'm telling you, a lot has changed because I thought she had the cream of the freaking crop when I saw the men on the cast list for the show. And then, like, even in the beginning of the scenes, I'm like, oh my goodness, these men. And now I'm just like, Basura. A lot of these dudes are trash. I feel sorry for her. You deserve better, BECCA. You really, really do. I hope that you move out of that naivete. That is precious, right? I love that about her. It's not good for reality TV. Not this game. Not this game. They will use you up and throw you away dead and dry, honey. I want you to get hit to the game and work this for what it's worth, because Tia got hip to it, and she's doing what you need to do in this reality TV game to stay relevant. Unless you're a Trista. If you're a Trista, get your Boaz and get the hell out, because reality TV is not for you, sis. It's not. Unless you get hip to the game. If that's not who you are, let this be the last time you do anything with The Bachelor or Bachelor Nation or whatever, because it's not for you. So, Wills, I'm gonna be real with y'all. I don't know what BECCA sees in Wills at this point. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, the caramel skin with the green eyes can only take you but so far. Like, at some point, BECCA, you gotta stop getting aroused and just be like, you know what's your substance? Like, what are you giving me here? Because he just sits back. He has like natural high eyes. Like, he looked like he just got finished smoking a freaking doobie. Do y'all still call it a doobie? You can tell I don't smoke. But he just looks like he was hot. Like, he's high this entire season. And he sits back and he licks his lips and he looks at her with those green eyes. And she's just like, oh my goodness, an exotic. I was going to say something else. An exotic black man. To the black people who watch it, y'all know what I was gonna say. But that's what I feel like. She's just like, oh, his green eyes. Oh, he likes his lamp. Oh, he likes Harry Potter. Girl, what? He just sits there and mumbles and still gets a rose. Okay, you know what? I think because I'm a woman, for the Bachelorette, I'm so invested because I don't want to see my sister, another woman, get played on national TV. And I feel like, I don't feel like Wills is here for her. I just feel like Wills is trying to make the rounds to, you know, same thing with Jean Blanc. Same thing with that weird dude that she cut the first day. Same thing with a lot of these guys. I get something from him that I don't get from Blake. I feel like Blake is the real deal. I don't know if Garrett is faking or if he's really, I don't know. He's a mystery to me. He's a blank canvas. I can't read that dude, but, you know, man. I just, he don't have no substance, Becca. You got to find something else about him that is more interesting because at this point, I don't see it. The only thing I could think of is that her coochie is excited. Will excites her coochie. Let's just get it out there. He excites her vagina. Nothing else because there's nothing that he's giving. Nothing. I got a Harry Potter tattoo. What? You could never. Oh. And this leads me to Rachel. And I'm not fitting to be fighting with y'all. Not on YouTube, not in these comment sections, not on Twitter, not on Instagram, not on Facebook. And I'm damn sure not fighting with y'all on Reddit because I stand by my opinion. Rachel picked with a coochie. I don't think she picked with her heart. And I feel like because, no shade, Brian, he's handsome, right? He's also very sexual. Can we tell the truth and shame the devil? Spanish men got something. I'm telling you, it's something about these Spanish dudes where you're not interested in a Spanish guy. Next thing you know, you're married, you're like 6 kids in because this dude got your mind, and most importantly, he got your vagina. I've been there, okay? Can we just talk? I was in an acting class, right, back in the day, and this Afro-Latino dude was in our class, and I'm telling you, first of all, he was fine. Fine as wine, right? So he already had our ebony bodies in a flutter, right? Then we were doing a scene. He was doing a scene. He was doing a monologue. And the acting teacher was just like, you're missing something. What is it? Like, talk to somebody. So he told him to pick a family member that he could really be emotional and vulnerable with. And he picked his family member, and then he was doing a monologue, and the teacher was just like, no, something is missing. You know what? If you have to use the monologue words, use them. But if you don't need to use them, I just want you to take the idea of what this monologue is about and speak to this person in your family. Y'all, that black man dropped that Spanish. We lost it. Okay, every sister in that class was like, what the hell is this? Like, we ain't never met an Afro-Latino before. Child! Because he had like, I'm gonna be honest, okay? If you understand, you understand. If you don't, you can pick it up and catch it later. He had the African-American essence. And if you're an African-American woman, you know what the African-American essence of a black man does to us, okay? Then he cloaked himself in Spanish. We were like, yo, what is this? What is going on? Like, nobody could get themselves together. He was already at the cream of the crop of that class. After that, when he threw, like, y'all, he started speaking this, you could hear a pin drop and just ovaries were throbbing. I still think about that moment. So anyway, child, Spanish man, black woman kryptonite. But what I was trying to say is, that's what's happening with Rachel because in my opinion, because I feel like even if she sees some red flags, that Cuban hotep blows her back out for like 10 rounds and then her mind is gone again. I'm telling you, there might be some times it's just late at night and she's looking on Instagram and then, probably get a DM from Peter. Before she can read it, Brian come in, oiled down, naked, rock hard, and it's just like, let's go another round. Next thing you know, Rachel is back in love again. Just my opinion. That's how I see it. Don't hate. let's get back to the subject at hand. So then Becca's just like, nah, we're not gonna do no cocktail party, right into the rose ceremony. And she cuts Nick and Christian, I think his name is Christian, he was trying to be extra, which makes sense. I really didn't see anything like happening with them, but I'm kind of confused how she gave Nick a rose first before Blake and then cuts him in this episode. I don't know, but apparently Nick is on Paradise. Okay. I don't know if Christiana's on there. I didn't see the full cast, but I did see Nick. But I think it made sense. I didn't see anything blooming with these two particular men in BECCA. So I think she made the right choice. I will say this. After watching this episode, I'm about to watch and review the next episode. I will say this. I feel like, in my opinion, from watching the few shows that I can remember of The Bachelorette, these are the least interested men in The Bachelorette that I've ever witnessed, and from what I can remember. And I think Becca knows that. I think she is, this is why I'm just like, she's not playing a game. This girl is really here to walk away with love. And that's unfortunate because I don't think that's what this show is about anymore. Maybe it started off that way, but at this point, it's all about gimmicks and views and ratings. Because if you follow Mike, he always pulling some kind of stunt. It's a stunt show. And I don't think that she was aware of that. And I think she came to this very innocent. And I think that because she notices that these guys are here for the cameras and not for her, she's cutting those who are not really showing any interest in her, but are showing interest in the trips, showing interest in the confessionals, showing interest in just having a really good time. And she's cutting those guys because there's not a spark, but there's a spark with the gentleman. There's a spark with the cameras. She sees that, and I feel bad for her because I was hoping that she would get more, because I feel like she deserves more from what she went through. And that's why I kind of want her to be done with the Bachelor world at this point, because I don't think that that's who she is. You know what I mean? The Bachelor world is great for Tia. She will give you a show. She will play the game. She will do what she has to do. That's not Becca. And yeah, I'm hoping that she finds, if she doesn't find a man on this show, I'm hoping that she finds a man in the real world and just, you know, live a normal life, because this whole craziness is not for her. It's not. All right, don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. I'm about to watch and review the next episode. Episode 5. Yeah, so stay tuned. I'm going to put the next review somewhere over here, wherever, anywhere. I'm going to put it up here, so stay tuned for that. See you soon. Bye.